the college football playoff has improved the move to a 5-7 format, as in like the five highest ranked conference champions plus the next seven highest ranked teams as determined by the college football playoff selection committee. To me, this makes the most sense instead of a 6-6 format. We don't do we really want to have like two group of five champions in this? Probably not. So there'll be an SEC one, Big Ten, the Big 12, and the ACC. Even if and of course a group of five as well. And we all know that the ACC could lose teams down the line to the SEC, Big Ten, and possibly the Big 12 if the big brands go. Some of the other teams will be probably following suit, but not every single one. I don't think it's going to die, just like the Pac-12 will. But then they're going to have to backfill with teams. So we're going to have to wait and see, and all that, and then all this. So let me look. And Dr. Mark Keenum, the president of Mississippi State University and the chair of the CFP Board of Managers, said the following: "This is a very logical adjustment for the college football playoff based on the evolution of our conference structure since the board first adopted this new format in September 2022. And I know this change will also be well received by student athletes, coaches, and fans, and we will all be pleased to see this format come to life on the field." This postseason. So, yeah, and under this change, there are modifications from the original 12-team plan that called like for the six highest ranked conference champions plus the next six. Now it's the 5-7 model. And there was some speculation, but this has been official, and we all know the top four conference champions will receive a bye. Then it's home field advantage for the highest ranked teams, like the 5 versus 12. 5 would be at home, 6 versus 11, and so on and so forth. But you get the whole picture on that. And we know that from the report from The Athletic last week and ESPN, the college football playoff, and ESPN had agreed to a 6-year deal through 2031, roughly $1.3 billion annually. That deal has not been signed, however, and the CFP leaders still need to vote on the contract. And since the news broke, Puck Sports business reporter John Oran reported ESPN executives could pull the offer if the CFP does not move quickly and does not get its act together. So we're going to have to wait and see what looks like for this upcoming year, obviously. And it's only for the next 2 years, by the way. And there's a possibility that the ACC is going to lose some teams, the bigger brands, to the SEC and the Big Ten anyway. And possibly some other teams from the ACC goes to the Big 12, but that's a totally different can of worms. And I don't expect the ACC going to die just like the Pac-12 that turned into the Pac-2. And to be honest, the only way that Oregon State and Washington State will even think about making a college football playoff, you have to be ranked that high to begin the season and even throughout the year. But even then, I don't know if it's enough to keep them in, especially if their schedules are not going to be as hard as compared to others. I mean, I'm just telling the truth, because of the Mountain West schedule, practically, and your non-con, something like a semi-quasi independent. I mean, I'm just telling the truth. And maybe they get invited by the ACC down the line if the ACC loses teams. I mean, they're probably not going to die. They're going to just, the ACC, if they lose their big brands and some other teams in there. But there will be some teams left over still. But then they have to backfill. Possibly. And I honestly don't see anybody going to the Pac-2. It does not make sense, in my opinion, to go to a place, especially when the buyout exists, especially for these Group of Five conferences, and some of those schools can't afford to buy out to go over there, especially with a no media rights deal. So maybe Oregon State, Washington State go to ACC down the line. I don't know, or join the Mountain West for everything. But I know for at least the next few years in other sports, exception to baseball and one other sport, I just don't remember. But you get the whole point. They're going to be in the West Coast Conference for everything else. So I'm just pointing that out, and that's a totally different can of worms for what's going to happen with the Pac-2 and the ACC. But as for the college football playoff, I think it's for the best to be a top 5-7 and not a 6-6. In my opinion, more at-large bids. I mean, it's truth. And the 2024 college football playoff schedule will be the first round games December 20th and 21st. The quarterfinals December 31st and January 1st. Semifinals January 9th and January 10th. And the national championship, as we all know, is January 20th. And maybe in a year's time, they start the season early, like a week early, or eliminate one non-conference game, just to have the championship game very close to where it was this past year and even in the past. So that's just my thought. Maybe they eliminate one of those non-con games. I don't know. Or if they have them all still, they got to start the season earlier. Just don't want to do it like too early, and all this. So like mid-August, that would be too hot in some of those states. But you gotta do, and that's a different problem for them if they want to revise that in the future. They could, but it's up to them about this. And so anyways, if you like this content, hit the like and subscribe button. See you guys later on the road to 600 subscribers. Of course, ultimate goal is 1,000 more. So make money out this course. Liking the video, comment the video really helps the YouTube algorithm so more people can see it. Sharing the video does help as well so more people can watch. And if you're watching and not subscribed, hit the subscribe button. It's free, the notification bell as well.